the next question is, okay, a lot of people has been asking me the interest rate, all right? Is the interest rate has been peaked? OK， 所以很多人就问我，诶，这个利率是不是已经在这个顶部了 ？OK， 这个利率 OK 是不是在这个顶部了？哦，很多这个朋友就是在问我，所以这个是一个关键的问题哈。So these are very important questions because interest rate will affect the stock market significantly, right? Interest rate usually happen because of the inflations, okay? And therefore, it affect our lifestyle, okay? In each country. And you can see that when the interest rate went up too aggressively, the stock market crashed down, which is last 2 years. And recently, the stock has been picking up. Reason is because the interest rate might reach the peak. So this is the recent news, all right? Federal Reserve saying that recent data reinforce the view that the rate are near the peak, all right? So there are a lot of discussions, and there are some even, report mentioned that the Federal Reserve might reduce the interest rate, okay, at the end of 2024. So this is some of the forecasts, or we call it stock analyst forecasts, all right? But at the end of the day, okay, if that really happen, of course, it will benefit the stock markets. 所以很多人就问我，这个利率的东西，其实这个利率的东西我相信你们也是知道，有可能已经在这个顶部了哦。等一下我会跟大家分享有一些数据，非常重要的数据哦，很多这个导师不会跟你透露的数据，所以你们在这边就知道就好了哦。不然的话，如果你透露出去的话他们收到的讯息不一样的话，能导致你的朋友亏钱就不好了所以你在这边听就好，好不好？因为你的朋友没有在这边听整个故事，他们听到一半的话就不好了，你明白吗？所以我每次跟大家分享的话，你就邀请你的朋友进来给他们知道听全部的故事，完整的故事，你明白吗？不然的话，你透露只有18%的东西，连98%的东西你没有跟他们讲的话，等下他们做错决定怎么办 ？So that is what I mean. If you can, all right, always attend my weekly webinar. Reason is because that stock market is dynamic and it keep changing very, very fast. All right. So it does make sense for me to make a weekly webinar to share with you what is the stock market update so that you can make an informed decision. So like what I mentioned to everyone, if you can try to invite your friend or family member to attend as well, because whatever that you are listening here, and then some of your friends might not attending this workshop or this webinar, and you share with them 10% of the information, what about 90% of the information that I share with you? So if you give them a partially information, then they might make a wrong decision. So that's why I say I encourage you to invite your friend along as well, okay, to listen to me, okay, personally. And why stock market went up recently, especially the US stock market, okay? 为什么美股一直涨？其实跟这个技术分析没有关系是因为这个大数据在改变。So it's because of the big data showing that recently there's no bad news, okay? There's no recessions. Reason is because that the US GDP went up 4.9% recently and no recessions. And S&P 500 earning also quite encouraging. And US dollar has been pulled back, or we call it depreciate recently. crude oil price has been stabilized. I think right now they are hovering near $77 to $80. And no interest rate hike. Okay, reason is because the inflation is under control. Okay, so the main key point is these two. All right, so they are related, and then they affect all the data here. So far the data is pretty normal. All right, so we don't see any bad news. Okay, so market react, okay, to this what we call that the data that I have presented to you. So that's why the US market went up. 所以在这里跟大家分享，就是大数据告诉我们，诶，这个利率有可能到这个顶部，然后 inflation 通胀的话也是被控制 ，OK，而且这个原油，美元 ，OK，都回调哦，这个都是好事 ，OK。当这个数据告诉我们说它是在回调哦，或者是他们是在走这个横盘的状况的话，其实对这个股票，尤其是美股啦，是一件好事。当然，我每一次跟大家分享的就是美国的数据，而且我是跟大家强调，就是说为什么我会先看这个美国数据。我相信你们会同意我的说法，就是美国的股市会导致或者是影响其他国家的股市，尤其是亚洲。我相信你们都是同意的。So why I usually use the US data to share with you first? Reason is because that US market always influence other market, including the Asia market. So it does make sense for me to show you the US data first, and then followed by, okay, individual market, including Nasdaq components, S&P 500, Hong Kong index, and Singapore index. So if you observe how I do things, all right, for now, I think you know I always look at the big data first, followed by general market, and then lastly, I zoom into the individual stock. So if you are the person who are very strong in what we call that observing, then you might notice, all right? And I can tell you that, okay, some other stock guru take this opportunity, all right, to sell a lot of what we call that cost, okay, based on this structure, okay. But here, I don't mind to share with you, all right, because I believe, all right, when you share, okay, you get what we call that, you get much more knowledge, and then your experience also, enrich your experience. So that's why I keep sharing the same, what we call that, about the consistency of my sharing. It does help me about my investment, okay? Because whatever that I share, okay, it will remind me when I do investment, or when I buy stock, or when I sell stock. So all these, what we call that, information will remind me, okay, what is the right thing to do, okay, what are the things that I should avoid. So that's why, same thing for you as well. You must share, okay, with your friend or your family member if they are interested in the investment, because that is how you learn, okay, that's how you learn. So whatever that you learn today, you must, okay, share with, with your friend, all right, so that it will help you to remind you, okay, about the stock investment, do the right way so that you can grow, okay. And that is the message that I want to share with you. So if we look at the, what we call that, commodity index, or we call it 商品指数, all right, the most significant data that I look at it is the crude oil, all right, which what I call 原油. So crude oil currently trading at $77 per barrel, all right. And if you look at the crude oil, the peak was, if I'm not wrong, more than $80, but currently they are trading at around $77. And if you look at the index of commodity, the peak was 3,800, and as of now is 3,476. So it has been pulled back, okay, for quite some time since September. If you still remember, during the time of September and October, in fact, the stock market was really bad during that time, okay, September and October. So since that, okay, the market begin to rebound in when? In November period. So you can see that crude oil has been stabilized, okay. This is the data that I want to share with you. The other one is the US 10-year Treasury bonds yield, all right. So previously, the bond yield hit 5%. That was the peak. So when the yield hit 5%, many investors will invest in the treasury bond. Okay, that is the logic way to do, because it's a guaranteed return, number one. Okay, why must they put the money in the stock market, which has risks? Okay, during that time, therefore, you can see that a lot of money, okay, went into the money market fund, went into the treasury bonds, or we call it T-bill in Singapore, all right? Reason is because they pay a very attractive interest rate, all right? But as of now, you can see that the treasury bond yield has been pulling back, all right, from 5% to 4.28%. Last week, if I'm not wrong, last week, the treasury bond yield was 4.4%, but today it continued to went down to 4.28%. So you can see that the bond yield keep going down. All right, the bond yield keep going down, the interest rate going down, the inflation going down, and obviously it will be a good news for a stock market. All right, and when we talk about treasury bond yield, okay, depreciate, and I believe some of you might ask is that what about corporate bond? Okay, so if you study finance, I believe you know that when the interest rate go up, the bond price drop. Okay, when the interest rate drop, the bond price will go up. So that is the logic, okay, between interest rate and the bond price. So some of you also ask is that, hey, is it the time to buy bond, corporate bond, okay? Or is it the time to buy REITs, okay? Later, we'll talk about this, all right? Later, we will talk about this, all right? So these are the data that I combine, okay, together with the price actions. Now, you can see that by now, the way that I do things is totally different. Not 100% technical analysis. Because why? Because I believe if you are only use price action or technical analysis, it's not an easy for you to make money. You need to combine a little bit with some other data. Okay, so that's why I say it is good if you can attend my price action class to learn all these things, all right, which you have never learned before. Okay, and the other one is a consumer price index. US consumer price index has been go down consistently as well, all right. And this is the important data showing that the inflation is in control right now, and therefore the Federal Reserve, based on this data, they are by now, okay, they decide not to increase any interest rate, or if the CPI index continue to go down, then they might consider to reduce, okay, the interest rate next year, okay, next year. So with this data, okay, it actually helps us to make the informed decision, all right. with this data, it also help us whether we want to add position or not, or reduce the position. All right, because when you rely on technical analysis too much, you might have this doubt. Okay, but with the data, it may give you some confidence whether you want to add position or you reduce the position. So as of now, if you look at this CPI index, okay, it has been going down consistently, and this is good news, all right, for a stock market based on the data that I show you. And beside that, okay, if we look at the S&P 500 return, okay, now we had a negative October, which most of you aware of, okay, but however, based on the historical data, if the S&P 500 was negative in October, generally, okay, November and October will be a positive month. Okay, so this is based on the historical data. 所以根据这个历史性数据哈，如果10月份是不好的月份哦，就是美国股票下跌，10月份美国股票是在下跌嘛之前，所以当这个美国股票是在10月份下跌哈，根据这个历史性的数据来说哈。他们会涨的可能性在这个11月份哦是蛮高的哦，所以根据这个现在的股市来说哦，10月份肯定是涨幅的月份 ，OK？ 那接下来11月份呢？11月份哦，如果你是看这个历史性的数据来说参考的话，12月份也是涨幅的月份 ，OK？ 所以根据这个历史性的数据来告诉我们说，11月份是涨的月份，12月份也是可能会涨的月份 ，All right？ 所以当你有这个数据的时候，诶，你就会想到，诶，是否我要加仓或者是减仓？所以它会给你一个概念，诶，做一个决定。哦，虽然我们还是会看图表，可是它加强了我们要买进的机会，或者是卖出的机会，你明白吗？ So second thing is a historical data return. Okay, now based on this data, all right, historical data show us that October is supposed to be a bullish month, but it was not true. So therefore, data might not be 100% accurate. You still need to look at the chart and make your own decision. But however, historical data show that November is a bullish month, and which is true. November was a bullish month, okay? And if you compare, okay, with previous month, October, all right? And then followed by December, it also tells us that December is a good month as well. So therefore, my view is that the Christmas rally might happen, okay, if there's no bad news, okay, if there's no bad news, all right, anything can happen. 所以我在这里想强调的是，虽然我们看这个历史性的数据哈，11月份跟12月份应该是涨幅的月份，但是哈，东西会改变的哦，股票市场会改变的，因为为什么呢？如果是有其他的因素，比如说坏消息哦，这个巴勒斯坦跟 Israel 如果又在 trigger 这个战争的话，当然股票就会开始下跌。So anything can happen. So that's why I say make sure you follow your trade plan. Hit your stop loss, you sell away. All right. If the momentum of the stock keep moving up, then you continue to hold, all right, or take some profit. Okay, so like what I have shared with you many times, when you make good money, okay, it's always good to take some profit, all right, because you do not know what will going to happen next. So I hope that's message you can catch, okay, and then apply in your strategy. So next thing we take a look the S&P 500 or the index. 所以接下来我们看这个指数了哦。All right， 指数。Let us take a look the index. Now, if you take a look, the US dollar has been selling down, you know, with this bearish candlestick, all right? Previously, if you have attended my webinar, I think in the earlier November, I did mention that when the US dollar is selling down, it means that the interest rate and inflations are in the control. So when that is happening, the stock market will react to it, okay, including the REITs and followed by technology sector. That was in the earlier of the November. So this is the important data that I always look at it, all right? And as of now, okay, you can see that US dollar has been selling down. Currently, you know, they are trading at 102.77 from their peak of 107, all right? So if you know how to look at the chart, there was a double top here, all right? So this is a technical pattern. When double top is being formed, usually a profit taking will occur, and real enough, the profit taking took place on the earlier November until today. So there are some investors begin to convert their US dollar to a Sing dollar, I know, all right? But at the end of the day, it depends on the individual. If you are still trading US dollar, US stock, you might need US dollar, okay, to for a settlement, all right? But however, if you are purely what we call that keeping US dollar for the price appreciation, then you might want to consider to take some profit or convert some of your US dollar to a Sing dollars, right? Which I have advised every one of you previously, okay? When the US dollar hit the peak, okay, which is this area, all right? So I hope some of you still remember, okay? So this is a US dollar, all right? So you can see my previous drawing. So the data won't lie, okay? The data won't lie. The stock chart won't lie, okay? Because the stock chart is driven by the human psychology behavior. So what we are looking at it, right, is the real data. 所以我们现在所看的东西这个图表啊，这个东西啊，是真正的数据来的哦。你不看这个真正的数据，难道你要去听别人讲咩？你要去看新闻吗？新闻有时候他是在吓你哦，有时候你的老师他的观点不一样因为他们的策略不一样，所以你不可以怪他们。所以很多东西你还是要自己看，你明白吗？Alright, so that's my view for a US dollar. If the interest rate near the peak, okay, or if the inflation is going down, alright, then the US dollar might continue to depreciate okay. And another thing is that I also show you the home index, home sales index in US was dropping, and the rental has been, dropping. I believe some of you who are property investor, I think you also know that the Singapore rental has been dropping as well, okay, because they already near the peak. All right, so market will rotate. Okay, market will rotate. It's like 风水轮流转了。OK， 这个东西，所以你要了解说它的钱会转去哪一个地方。所以如果你抓到这个关键的时刻你就发财。你抓不到的话，你盲目跟随的话，你就会亏大钱。难道你要怪谁？你要怪谁？就是你的知识不够。知识不够的话，你要怎样提高你的知识？就是上课程就是这么简单。很多人做错选择他就会怪罪自己，或者是怪罪别人，害他。其实你要就是说你要想一下 ，OK， 你做错选择跟做错这个不对的政策是因为你的知识不够才做错选择。所以你要提高你的知识 ，OK， 要做对选择的话， 你就要提高你的知识。怎样提高知识？就是要上课了，就是这么简单。Alright. So what I mean is that a lot of people make wrong decision. Okay, actually the wrong decision is based on your what we call that, the knowledge that you have. Okay. And how are you going to increase your knowledge? Is the only way is through educations. All right, that's not only the way. So this is a US dollar. Okay, and we go through STI index. So STI index continue to depreciate. Okay, continue to go down. All right, why is that so? Okay, why is that so? Okay, it is because our Singapore bank is not going up. Okay, our Singapore bank is not going up, and therefore STI index is dropping. You have to understand STI component is being formed by the 30 component stock, including bank stocks. If the bank stock is not going up and continue to go down, then it will affect the STI index. All right. So why bank stock is not going up? Okay, 为什么新加坡银行股没有上最近？虽然他们的业绩报告很好，第三季的业绩报告很好，可是他们的银行股票价格为什么会跌？就是你要明白说这个道理，就是这个利率的关系。如果利率达到这个顶部不能再上的话 ，then 这个基金经理的话，他们就会考虑就是卖出一些银行的股票就是说套利一些啦。他们没有完全卖出去，他们就是套利。所以有可能这个银行股票的话，有可能会在这个调整当中啊，调整当中说并不是不好啊，有可能它是会给我们一个机会买进你明白吗？所以为什么 STI 没有上我就是在这里偷偷的告诉你们，你们不要跟别人讲好不好？因为很多老师不敢跟你讲，因为他们不能肯定，所以我在这边敢跟你们讲。但是你要明白说，我们都是成年人，成年人就是因为我们听了别人的讯息的话，我们要自己做决定，明白吗？就是我们要自己做决定。Okay, and next thing, okay, when is the support level? Is there any support level? I think the support level is near somewhere 3044. All right, 3045. All right, 3045. That is a support level. And the resistance level is 3091. So currently STI index hit the resistance. Okay, hit the resistance. Right. So you can see STI index is actually moved in a sideways, obviously. All right, move in a sideways, obviously. Right. So we'll see how, but however, there are some individual stock that is keep moving up. 所以虽然我们讲这个海指继续下跌其实还有一些部分的股是在涨的所以你可以看到哪一些股，就是 iFast 啦、Aztech 啦、Semcorp Industry 啦 ，OK，有一些 REITs 都是在涨的。所以这个告诉我们什么？这个资金的流动是非常关键的，因为基金经理的话，他们是会看哪一些板块便宜他们就会去买它。可是他们的钱有限，就是好像我们的钱有限嘛，所以他一定要套利的他一定要卖出去的 ，OK， 套利卖出去，然后他们就会把这些钱OK 买入其他比较便宜的板块他们不会放进去 saving 户口。你要明白说如果他们放进 saving 户口的话，他们就会亏了，因为为什么呢 ？saving 户口的利息太低了。如果他放在 saving 户口的话，他们会亏，是因为通胀的关系通胀的关系，你明白吗？ So that's my view, all right? There's no right view or wrong view lah, That's just my view, all right? And what else? So we take a look S&P 500, S&P 500。所以 S&P 500的话还是很强 ，OK, it's still very very strong, alright, it's still very very strong. Since it rebound at the end of the what we call it October, which I manage or which I have share with every one of you, alright. When the price hit the what we call that the support level, alright, and then continue to rebound above the downtrend line. And that is when the bottom is being formed. If you buy near the bottom, Okay, then congratulations to you if you hold until now. How many of you managed to buy near the bottom? Can you type 8? 哦，所以有谁在这个 bottom 这边买进股票？可以 type 8吗？type 这个8号给我知道一下。Okay. So right now, S&P 500 is still pretty strong. There's no sign of selling down. But however, like what I has explained to you since last week, take some profit. OK，因为要过年了，所以你要明白说，如果你的户口啊是有赚钱的话，希望说你可以套利一些，OK，然后就是说开开心心的过一个大肥年。All right. So some of you took some profit and go for holiday. All right, because it's a year end. So don't be too greedy lah. Okay, don't be too greedy because opportunity is always there in the stock market. I believe most of you agree that. Okay, most of you agree that. All right, and followed by Nasdaq component. Nasdaq. So Nasdaq component is equally strong as compared to S&P 500s. All right. So similarly, all right, the bottom was somewhere around 12,700. 12,700. All right. So if you manage to bought at somewhere around here, again, congratulations to you. And if you based on my previous drawing are still there. All right. So it's true enough or accurate enough. Okay. The market move according to my drawing. All right. So it's based on I'm just based on my experience. All right. To draw. Okay. I just based on my experience to draw. And true enough, okay, it aligned with my drawing. Okay. So based on the data that I have received, and then I combine it with the price action strategy, and it gives me a very high confidence to buy, during the bottoms. Okay. Now, during the bottoms, I always mentions that stock market always rebound during the uncertainty. Do you still remember this word? If you still remember this word, please type yes, please. 所以很多时候在股票不好的时候，我就会提醒你一句话，就是说，当股票就是说，在股票通常是在不确定性的时候反弹，你还记得吗？这句话。So true enough, the stock market always rebound during the uncertainty. All right. So Warren Buffett saying that when people are fearful, you should be greedy. When people are greedy, you should be fearful. But most of the people already start. Okay, they are already stuck when the market is bottom. No money already. 很多人没有钱了当这个股票在这个底部的时候没有钱了，所以他们就没有买进。So that's why you must know when to sell. Okay, you must know when to take profit. Okay, when the market pull back, you have the money to buy. All right, Ken, 可以吗？ So there's no sign of what we call that pullback yet, but like what I mentioned, it's always good to take some profit. Okay, so that you can, the profit, you can take the profit and go for holiday. Okay, so 虽然它没有显示这个回调的状况，可是我还是想强调的话，记得套利一些了因为过年要到了，或者是新年要到了，我也是希望说大家可以过一个大肥年了虽然 Christmas 还没有到，OK，我也是希望说你可以过一个美好的 Christmas 一个圣诞节，好不好？所以套利一些 ，All right，take some profit. Don't be too greedy. And lastly, we take a look Hang Seng Index. So Hang Seng Index. So Hang Seng Index is very, what we call that, uncertain. Okay, so you can see that when the index was sloping up, okay, lower low, lower high, and then you might notice that the price didn't follow according to the price actions. It's continued to go down. All right. So you can see that Hong Kong market is still what we call that uncertain. Although it's considered cheap if you base on the previous peak. All right. The previous peak was 31,000. All right. So if you compare with current index is 17,000. So it's still down by 45%. So it's considered reasonably cheap. All right. But just that is still pretty volatile. So that's why people who buy Hang Seng stock, they have to be a very, very patient. Okay. That's my view. All right. That's my view. Okay. 可以吗? So that's the index. So let us go back. Okay. STI index. It's still weak. Okay. But is it opportunity? S&P 500 still strong, right? Is it overbought? Or the momentum might continue? Right? So my suggestion to you, always good to take some profit lah, huh? Okay. And Hang Seng Index is very weak. Okay. You need a lot of patience, right? You need a lot of patience. So what I mean is that if you make money in the stock market, like for example, US market, you can stick with US market, all right? Because if US market can give you money or can help you to make money, then you continue to stick with the US market, all right? If Singapore market can help you to make money, then you stick with the Singapore market, all right? It's always like that. Until when the market is cannot make money, it's not easy to make money, then you might want to consider to switch to other market. So it is good, all right? It is good that I always share with you that you try to learn multiple markets, okay? Multiple market, including US, Singapore, and Hong Kong as well, okay? Hong Kong as well. So these are the three main market that I am looking at right now. So let me take a look. Is there any questions? All right. Does this webinar give CDP hour? No, this webinar does not give CDP hour. Is there a pending bubble for? I don't think so. All right, November finish liao. November finish liao, then say, Zhong Yu, what do you mean by that? I've been saying that since October. Okay? I've been saying that since October. All right. Any possibility index will drop in earlier Jan? As of now, the index is still pretty strong, like what I mentioned to you. All right. And there's no sign of pullback yet. But like what I mentioned, always be careful lah. Anything can happen. Okay, anything can happen in the stock market. So that's why I say always follow your trade plan. All right. Whichever I will be correct. Like what I explained to everyone, there's no right view or wrong view. There's my view. Okay, you can give your view. All right. I have my right to share with my students. Okay. yeah, you have your rights as well. Okay. So we are here to learn. Okay. And we are here not to, try to be right. Okay. Because stock market is dynamics. Anything can happen. Okay. So that's why I always share with everyone to be careful. Okay. And then follow your trade plan. Okay, HSC. Okay, Mr. Lee or HC Lee. Um, right now, I think OCBC Bank is still pretty strong. Okay, DBS and UOB has been pulling back. Okay, has been pulling back. All right, and later we take a look at the chart and then we try to identify where is the entry point. Okay, and then we'll see how. All right. So let us take a look the chart. Okay, let us take a look the chart. So what about Genting? We take a look Genting first. All right. So what happened to Genting? Okay, Genting hit resistance. Okay, the 200 MA, and then what happened to that? It went down. All right. So I has been talking about this stock when the price was somewhere here before the price is actually shoot up. Okay, before the price actually shoot up. Okay, so that's why I say it's always good to take some profit when they hit resistance. Okay, so right now it has been selling down for quite some time. Okay, but are they near the support level? It looked like near the support level. Okay, it looked like near the support level. Right, so can you see that? So maybe it's an opportunity. So let us monitor, will they rebound or not? Okay, let us monitor whether they will rebound or not. All right. So currently, based on the chart, is actually near the support level. Currently, based on the chart, is actually near the support level. All right. And this is Genting. I think still got potential. Okay. However, if the price break down lah, okay, break down the support level, then you have to be careful. So that means the price must not break down the support level of 90 cent. Okay, must not break down the 90 cent level, right? And let us take a look. Next thing, iFast. Okay, iFast. All right. So iFast continue to go up. Okay, 3 day down. All right. So the momentum is still there, okay? Although the price is overbought, okay? Overbought, all right? So like what I mentioned previously, take some profit, okay? But however, the price keep going up, but that is fine, okay? Because when I say take some profit means that you still have some positions, okay? And if the price continue to go up, in fact, you still have some positions. So for your informations, okay, I hope you still remember, I talked about this stock when the price was here, right? So for those of you who follow me, I believe in my previous webinar, all right, you may, what we call that, hopefully some of you enter, all right? because it has been in my watch list for quite some time, and it's still in my watch list. Okay, so the pullback only 3 days, and then the fourth day it rebound. All right, I think on this day, okay, which is this candlestick, which day is this? 28 November. I did my team member did broadcast as well, right? On 28 November. Okay, 28 November. So we were talking about this iFast again. Actually, we talk about this iFast in multiple time. All right. So I hope you make some money, okay, for these stocks. And followed by Aztech Global. So Aztech Global is a pullback, okay? So currently pullback, and uptrend still intact, okay? Uptrend is still intact, all right? So I think we see how, okay, if the price can break through the, what we call that, trend line, for example, then the momentum might be continue, just like previously. So you can see that is actually a similar pattern, okay? If this does break through the downtrend line, then opportunity, okay, for the price to go up again, right? So if you look at the chart, uptrend of this stock, like what I mentioned, is still intact, okay? So let us monitor, okay? Let us monitor, all right, for these stocks, and followed by venture. So what about venture? Okay, venture, although the price tried to recover, okay, break out from this 50-day moving average, okay, but currently the price is resting, okay, near the support level as well, okay, $12.65 or $12.64. Right? So this is a support level. So previously, when I talk about this stock, the price was somewhere around here, okay, $12.40 when the price break through, okay, the price. So this is a venture, although it's downtrend, okay, but however the stock price, when it pull back, there's no new low, okay. So when the stock price has no new low, means that the buyer is still inside, or the investor is still inside, they are not selling yet, okay. So the support level is crucial, okay. If let's say the price break through, right, the support level, okay, and break through below the moving average, then you have to be careful, okay. Then you have to be careful, right? So right now it's still okay because the price is still hovering near the support level, okay. And Semcorp industry. So Semcorp industry move in a sideways, all right, after a breakout, okay. So this is a sideways, and today the price trying to break through, okay. This is a good sign. Reason is because that the consolidations actually showing us, based on the chart, the investor are still inside. Actually, the buyer is still inside, and it has attract the buyer, so that's why they are not selling, okay, and they are buying, okay. That's why the price didn't break below the support level of $5. So $5 is a major, I think I would say major support level, a very strong support level. So in order for the price to continue to go up, okay, the price must maintain above $5. They cannot break below the $5. All right. So I think this stock got opportunity, okay. Although it has went up a lot, okay, it has went up a lot and then profit taking and pull back at the end of the October consolidations, and then the price rebound. So right now is moving a sideways. So we will see how, okay, it might go in either way, either breakthrough or breakdown. And Food Empire, so Food Empire also moved in the sideways for a very long time. All right. Although uptrend is still intact, okay, there's not much opportunity right now. Okay. We will see how, okay, because the support level is pretty strong. All right. I still monitor this stock, okay, because if the price does break through, okay, then again a momentum of this stock might push up the price further, okay. So it's quite an interesting stock. And what else? Bank stocks, OCBC. So OCBC also pulled back from the previous peak, okay, double bottom. All right. So after double bottom, what happened? Okay, price pull back as well. All right. And what happened right now? Okay, price break below the downtrend line. Okay, so there is some, I believe the bank sector in Singapore might slow down, okay, because of the interest rate near the peak, like what I explained to you. 所以在这里是银行股票有可能会有一个调整了哈。当然这个调整的话，我不知道它会多深。之前就是刚才有跟大家解释说，是因为利率的关系，如果利率到这个顶部的话，连银行股的话有可能会有一个调整。调整并不是一个坏事哦，调整的话有可能给我们机会买入。就是比较低的价位。All right, so that's why I say opportunity always come from what we call that uncertainty lah. Okay, so a pullback may not be a bad thing. It might give us an opportunity to buy. All right, so if you look at the price, it actually near the support level also. Okay, if you look at it. Near the support level, right? So this is the support. Is support as well. So the support level is actually around $12.60. Around $12.60, right? And next is UOB. UOB, if you look at the price support level is 26.90 cent, 26.90. Right. So generally, you can see that most of the bank, including UOB and DBS, they has been pulled back, right? So that's why they drag down the STI index. So that is the reason why STI index, is selling down. Okay, partly is because of the bank stocks is pulling down, right? So we'll see how look like the price has been stabilized. Okay, these few days. Now, if the price can break through the downtrend line, okay, if the price can break through the downtrend line, then of course they might have an opportunity, okay, to rebound, but so far the price is still move in a sideways. All right, the price still move in a sideways. And DBS, we take a look DBS. So DBS look like it break down from the support level. Okay, so you can see that the price is trading below the support level. All right. And overall, if you look at DBS stock price, it has been moved in a very volatile way. Okay, so currently the price is still, selling down. Okay, and if the price continue to sell down, the next level of the support could be somewhere around here, $31, right? So this is DBS. It has been went up a lot actually, right? So this is for a short-term review. Okay, if you have bought bank stock during the COVID time, you still can hold, okay, and collect your dividends. So nothing to worry about. But based on my view right now, is based on the short-term view and the mid-term view. All right. So in case some of you are trading short-term and mid-term, then it might benefit you. All right. How the bank is actually moved. So what about your stocks? Okay, what about your stock? So Jennifer Neal, all right. So 我们先看你的股票 ，OK， 你的股票有哪一只股票？你让我知道一下 ，OK， 我尽我的能力或者我的帮你们看一下 Neal，OK，we take a look Neal， right. So how do you think about Neal? Okay, Neal is still not moving up. Okay, the price is still hovering near the support level, which is $7.20. Okay, which is $7.20. All right. So how do you think? Okay, will it rebound? All right. How do you think will rebound? So if you look at the price right now, okay, basically they move into a box. Okay. Right. So currently the price is near the support level. Now, in order for the price to what we call it, continue to go up, first thing first, it must break through, okay, the resistance before the price continue to go up. All right. So this is based on technical point of view, right? And look like the support level $7.30, okay, is a very important support level. It must not break. Okay, once it's break, then you have to be careful already. All right. Now, why is that so? Because US market has been moving up for almost 1 month already, but this stock is still moving in a sideways. Okay, so I consider this stock is quite weak. Okay, it's quite weak. All right. Right. So this is based on the technical point of view. And what about next stocks? LY on, if we hold the US dollar stock losing US dollar conversion, well, I have okay, you cannot based on this opinion. Reasons because that if you catch the right stock, if your US stock, I mean, generally, if you catch the right stocks, right, especially in the US market, some of the stock can move up to 10 to 20%, some even 30%. So it all depends on the movement of the stock. All right. But however, if you hold onto a lousy stock or sideways stock, then obviously you might lose out the exchange. All right. So at the end of the day, like what I mentioned, you must buy the right stock. So when you buy the right stock, everything will be taken care of. Okay. So that's why in my class, I do teach people how to catch the right stocks. Okay. So with that, right, you no need to worry about the what we call that currency exchange. Okay. As REITs, okay, generally, REITs is recover. Generally, REITs is recover. All right. If you look at what we call that blue chip REITs like Mapletree Locks, okay. Although the price, is pretty volatile, all right, but recently it does rebound. Okay, partly is because of the interest rate near the peak. Okay, this is one of the example. All right, because the price didn't drop much. Okay, and the other one is Capital Land Ascendas REITs. Capital Land and Ascendas. I always can't remember the name. Capital Land. Let me see. This is Capital Invest. And again, this is another stock that I analyzed previously. Based on my view is that, okay, the support level, okay, is at $2.80. Okay, so based on the risk reward ratio, I think it does make sense if you want to buy this stock, because I think most of you know this is a good fundamental company. And then based on the stock chart or price actions, the price is actually near support level. So it does make sense for you to buy some, okay, based on the risk reward ratio. In case you are wrong, the downside is minimum, okay, the downside is minimum, and the upside is very attractive. So it does make sense for you to take some opportunity, okay, for these stocks. Okay, that's my view. All right. Now, although it went up a little bit, I think still got potentials. Okay. Although it went up a little bit, I think it still got potentials. Okay, and resistance based on the previous high is pretty obvious, $3.80. Okay, so this is $3.80. Right. So generally, REITs is recovering. Manulife. So if you still remember, I did talk about these stocks, although it's not a recommending for a buy, but just for what we call that, for the education purposes. Manual man Yep, this one. Yep, this one. Okay. So this was my previous drawing. Okay, this was my previous drawing. All right. So the price consolidated previously. Okay, and then it rebound with a volume. All right, with a volume. So I did share this stock with you before it went up. Okay, reason is because I have seen quite number of what we call that US dollar currency REITs rebound strongly. Okay, beside Manulife, there are some, like for example, Capitals, REITs in US dollar, and other REITs which is trading in the US dollar. In fact, they are recovering. Okay, they are recovering, and it actually break through. Okay, break out. Okay, from the super long downtrend line. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that it actually tell me, all right, based on the chart, buyer interest has coming back, okay, for these stocks, with volume, all right. Although I do not know the what we call that, how long can it last, okay, for the recovering, but at least for now, the price is still holding at this point of time. And in fact, if you base on the previous what we call that price, is that the price does break out, okay, or gap up, okay, and then continue to move up, and then recently this few days the price has been pulled back a little bit at the support level, right? So this is how we catch when the price begin to rebound. It doesn't mean that we always buy the uptrend stock, although I still like uptrend stock, but sometimes, you know, if you have an opportunity to catch near the bottom, why not? Okay, so this is some of the price action strategy that I has been using, right? And what else? So I will choose the stock randomly because you know, because of the time limitations, so I apologize to you first, all right. We take a look SIA. Right. So what about SIA? So SIA, look like the price might break through. Look like, okay, look like the price might break through. All right. Downtrends for quite some time. Okay. And recently you can see that the price is actually sloping up. I use the layman term. So in fact, a lower high of the stock chart has been telling us that the buyer interest has coming back for this stock, and they are willing to pay higher price for these stocks. So this is a good signs, actually, good signs. Okay, and if the price does break through, okay, the resistance of $6.40, then again we might see another round of a rebound. All right. So let us monitor, okay, closely these stocks. All right. Riverstone. So again, Riverstone also, if you look at the chart, ascending direct, the price actually move in the ascending directions, okay, sloping up as well, all right. And this few days, they try to break through, and in fact, it does break through. And you can see that the price actually trading above the, what we call that, the resistance, or above the support level actually, right? So again, this is showing us a good signs. Probably the price might recover, okay, based on this chart, okay. If you look at the stock chart, okay, lower low, this was a lower low, and lower high, and then followed by another lower high. Right, so this is the chart look like. And let me take a look on the other side, okay. Let me see any other stocks that is interesting. Yang Zhejiang, yeah, long time never see this stock. We take a look, Yang Zhejiang. Okay. Yang Zhejiang, okay. Singapore dollar. I am Caleb's student. It is the strategy we always follow. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kwan. Thank you very much for your message. Okay, we take a look. Yang Zhejiang, okay, Yang Zhejiang has been uptrend. In fact, the uptrend is still intact. Okay, long-term uptrend is still intact actually. All right. So a pullback or corrections, okay, was happening. And recently, I also noticed that the price moved in ascending directions. Okay, so I thought it's an opportunity, but it's a bit slow. Okay, probably because of how to say, I think most of the investor focus on the tech stocks, right? Like for example, stock like iFast, okay, Frankens, I think UMS, this kind of stock, right? Probably this stock has been went up quite a lot, okay. But however, long term is still uptrend, and I'm looking at the price if they can break through, okay. I'm looking at if the price can break through, okay. Look like it has some opportunity here. And in fact, there is a trade setup here as well, okay. If you look at it, and the price just begin, okay, it just begin trying to what we call that, recover from the corrections itself, from the corrections. All right. But however, if you buying, okay, make sure you set a stop loss because the price must not break, okay, below the trend line. Okay. So if you look at this chart, right, it look like a symmetrical triangle. But although it's not perfect, but based on the chart, the fact is that the price is sloping up. Okay, a lower high is being formed. Okay, and again the price is hovering near the support level, so it might give us some what we call that setup opportunity. We take a look some US stocks, AMD, right? So AMD is hitting reach the resistance as well. Okay, if you look at the price, right, hit the resistance. So what do I mean by that? Okay, based on the technical term, when the price hit resistance, it means there is a possibility of pullback or maybe profit taking. So that's why I always advise every one of you to take some profit lah. Okay, because if you look at the price, they went up quite a lot. Okay, if you do the measurement, went up around 28%. So 28% is a good chance for you to take some profit. Okay, it's a good chance for you to take some profit, right? So this is what we call that a bullish candlestick. Okay, price breakthrough and then the momentum continue, right? So there was a support here, somewhere around here. If you look at it, 94.88 cents. What about BAC, Bank of America? Bank of America. How do you think about Bank of America? Is there any opportunity? Right. So it's pretty obvious the price also hit resistance. Are they above or below? Let me see. Right. So basically, they are trying to stay near the support level. All right. They are trying to stay above the support level. All right. So it recover as well. Okay. But let's say if they can continue to stay here and then rebound, that would be a nice one. All right. So right now it's still too early. So again, like what I mentioned, US market is at a overbought zone, okay, based on the index which I have shown you. All right. So again, I repeat again, it does make sense for you to take some profit. Okay. All right. So this is a Bank of America and Salesforce. Okay, Salesforce. That is Salesforce. Is there any resistance here? Somewhere around here. Let me change it to a weekly chart. We see how any resistance. And is there any support level? Right. Right. So this is a 200-day moving average. Let me change it back to a daily chart. Let's see. Right. Look like the price is also near the resistance as well. Okay. So most of the US stock, I think, reach or trading near the resistance. Okay, quite obvious. All right. And there's no sign of pullback also. Okay. So obviously, based on these situations, again, I repeat myself again, right? Take some profit, okay? Take some profit, right? Tesla, TSLA. We take a look Tesla, popular stocks, okay? So last night rebound strongly, all right? But again, strong resistance is waiting. Tesla, a very strong resistance. So just need to be a little bit careful. Right? So they are moving in this, what we call that channel, all right? Now, generally, you look at the chart, it look like downtrend, okay? But they move in a very wide range, right? So each time when it touch the support level, it rebound. And each time when it touch the resistance, it pull back. Resistance pull back, support rebound. What about next? Okay, will they pull back or will they continue to rebound? All right, that is too earlier to say. But what I mean is that if you manage to bought at the lower price, then when it hit the resistance, again, there's no wrong for you to take some profit. Can? Okay, ma. So this is my view for individual stock. All right, so let us move on. Okay. So this is a US stock. Tech still strong. Okay, so this is a mega cap, is still pretty strong. All right. And followed by Hong Kong stock. 9901 is still very strong. Okay, this is surprising. All right. 9901. Anyone of you bought these stocks? I talked about this stock long time ago. Anyone of you bought this stock? Let me know. Can you type 8? Okay, can you type 8? Number 8. All right. So the uptrend of this stock is still intact. All right. And I always try to find the opportunity to buy. Okay. If you look at the chart, right, they don't really give you chance to buy. Okay. It keep moving up. So this is how the Hong Kong stock move actually. And it is considered one of the stronger stock in Hong Kong. Okay. Although the company is from China. Okay. So New Oriental, in Chinese, we call it Xing Dongfang. Okay, the CEO of this company is called Yu Hongming. So this Yu Hongming is quite popular because he keep doing live interview with other famous people through Chinese TikTok. All right. So he's very active in TikTok as well. So that's why you can see the stock price keep moving up. And what about other EV stock, Li Auto, for example? So Li Auto also move in stagnant. Okay, although the price rebound, they move in a stagnant. Not that strong as compared to New Oriental, all right, but the price hitting resistance, if you look at the chart, okay, so it begin to pull back. Unless if the price break through, then we might see another new wave. All right, so we'll see how. Okay, I believe Li Auto has potential, and then the other stock is called Xiaopeng. Right, so Xiaopeng is another stock in my watch list. So the bottom was $54 and then rebound and again hit resistance $70 and then they pull back. So but if you look at the what we call that midterm chart, the price is still move in uptrend directions. Okay, 所以它的股票还是属于这个上升趋势的状况呢。如果是以中期来看的话，所以这个是小鹏在这个香港股市trading OK 香港股市。So price is currently hitting resistance $70. If they manage to break through, I think the momentum might continue. All right. So this is a EV stock. Previous high was somewhere around here, $200 plus. All right. So this is a Hong Kong stock. So let me move on. All right. So what happened next? Okay. My suggestion to you for the whole year is ignore the news. So I am pretty consistent. All right. If you follow me very often, okay, I'm quite consistent with that. Reason is because that the root cause, right, of the retail investor who is losing money is because they keep looking at the news. So number one rules, okay, if you are using price action strategy, please do not look at the news, right? Because if you always look at the news, then you become emotions. When you are too emotion, what will happen? Then you become worried. So when you become worried, then you will not buy any stock, or maybe you will sell the stock too earlier. And again, most of the problem that the retail investor have is, read too much news. Okay, so that's why I say I keep repeat myself. All right, very consistently. Please do not read the news. So my solution to you, okay, use price actions. Why price actions? Because price actions is actually look at the chart. Okay. Why chart? Because chart show us the real data. And it will never lie because stock chart is driven by the human psychology behavior. And by looking at the chart, you need a strategy. The strategy is called price actions. So what is price actions? Price actions will help us to identify when to buy, when the price near the support level, and when to sell when the price near the peak, or we call it overbought. All right. So, or another word, we can say take profit. So similarly, on the right-hand side chart, okay, it will help us to identify when to buy near the support level, and then when to sell when the price near the peak. So Why price actions? Okay, because it will help us to spot the pattern. Now, in stock trading, there are many patterns. One of them is symmetrical triangle. If the price break through, we buy. If the price break down, we sell. So similarly for human being, if you look at your friend face, if they are angry, then you better don't say any joke. But if you look at your friend face is happy, all right, then you can make a joke with your friend. So this is human being. When you look at the face, you will get the signal immediately. What about stock chart? Okay, the stock chart, like what I mentioned, is driven by the human psychology behavior. It transacted by human, so there must be a human pattern on the chart. So price actions, all right, will help us, okay, to identify this pattern and then take advantage on it, whether to buy or sell. And it is more effective. Why? Like what I mentioned, because stock chart show us the real data, and therefore the data will not lie. Okay, the data will not lie and is accurate. Another example, okay, if you use price actions, you identify the stock chart based on the trend. If the stock chart is uptrend, like this one, then you want to buy when the price pull back near the support level. Similarly, when the stock price move in downtrend, you want to sell when the price hit the resistance. Now, price action consists of many steps, and this is one of the steps. So for beginners, I try my best to explain to you in this webinar, but in my class, I will show you more details. Okay, what is price actions and how are you going to use price actions in a proper way to make money in the stock market. So let me introduce you the 14 hours training, or we call it online training. Now, why is it still online? Some of you might wonder, okay? Now, the reason is still online is because that we want to save your time so that you don't need to travel down to the town area, okay, to attend the class physically. You can attend the class, at your home, in front of your computer, so that you can prepare your breakfast, tea break, or dinner, okay, at your home conveniently. So that's why we are still do it online. And what is price actions? Some of you might thought that price action is for a short-term trading or is a very dangerous strategy. Now, let me clarify, okay? Price action is not just for short-term trading. It covers all time frame strategy, including long-term investment, mid-term, and followed by short-term, of course. So if you are the person who like to buy a good fundamental company, and my suggestion to you is that it would be good if you can combine together with a price action strategy. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, for example, if you have identified a very good company to invest in, and most of the question that you might want to ask is that, when is the best price to buy, or when is the best time to buy? So you might not have an answer, okay? And therefore, my suggestion to you is that if you can combine, okay, your fundamental analysis with price action, then it will give you a good quality 3. You get what I mean? So price action, again, it covers long-term investment, mid-term, and followed by short-term. It covers all the time frames. And secondly, okay, there are 3 parts of investment. Now, this is important. Listen carefully because there are not many stock guru share this with you. All right, because they're afraid, okay, when they share this with you, you will make money in the stock market. But for me, I don't mind. I want to share with you the root cause of the retail investor who is always losing money consistently. Number one reason is because they focus too much on the buying strategy. Now, this is real because every time when I talk to my customer or when I talk to my client, they always ask me what stock to buy. They never, okay, never ask me what stock to sell. So that is the root cause of the problem. If you keep buying, okay, you will have a lot of stock in your portfolio. When you have too many stock in your portfolio, it is very difficult for you to manage. It's like, for example, if you have too many children, okay, last time people have too many children, okay, then they will have a problem to take care of them. Some even forgot their children's name as well. All right. So if you keep buying the stock, too many stock, it's not a good idea. Because buying is simple. Once you have money, you just click the buy button. Buying is simple. Agree or not? Okay. If you agree, please type 1, please. All right. Now, second thing is trade management. A lot of people overlook on trade management. What do I mean by trade management? For example, if you have a newborn baby, you need to feed them, okay? You need to take care of them, okay? You need to send them to a school. You need to manage them when they grow up. You need to deal with them when they turn teenage. This is what I call how are you going to manage. Okay. Similarly, when we talk about stock, a lot of people, they don't spend time to manage their stock. They just buy and then forget about it, thinking that the stock that they have bought will go up 100%. But in fact, it turned the other way around. It went down to 90%. Do you agree? Okay. If you agree, please type 5, please. All right. And lastly, a lot of people, okay, also overlook on the selling strategy. And in summary, all right, based on my observation from my database, I conclude that at least, okay, 90% of the retail investor focus